Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern, New York time, and I was looking forward to this stream. And as I can see, we have right now two people here, and I want you guys to say hi. And as I can see, we have right now two people here, and I do apologize for that. I just have the second stream running behind the scenes, and it just came on. So definitely say hi, say where you're joining us from, and let's get this kicked off. And if the music is too loud, let me know. I'll turn it down. It's just I don't want to have the dead silence. So Rings Alberto, how are you doing? Chris, welcome. AJ, welcome. How are you guys doing? How was the day today for you guys? Have you guys went out and dashed or just took a day off? Like down here, I went out to Nicholasville and it started snowing. So I'm like, no, it's 33 degrees, no, and I'm not gonna be doing it. So I just said I'm going home. Thank you, AJ. And Manny, here in New York, it's still Saturday night. So happy Sunday for you. It's happy Saturday for us yet. And thank you, AJ. A lot of hearts. Wow. Definitely looking forward to that great evening tonight. We already have 6 people joined, so welcome to every single one of you. I would love you guys to put something down, where you're joining us from, and how was your day. So Ajay is from Philippines. Welcome. I hear it's a nice place out there in Philippines. Yes, it's hey, the world is round, Doesn't matter if it looks like a globe or looks like a plate. End of the day, it is a round world and clock is different throughout the whole world. So let's see how many more people will join us tonight. I'm hoping to have at least 10-15 people, and we'll do a draw, and then from there. Hey Deseret, welcome. Salt Lake City. I lived in Idaho for a while. Traveled quite a bit through Salt Lake to Salt Lake City or through Salt Lake City, and actually we'll be heading to Idaho from Kentucky here in about a month or so. So nice city in the mountains down there, and by that Salt Lake. Anybody else here that want to um, say something, share something? I did. I did drew a little bit through in the first part of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but Thursday, Friday, it kind of wasn't my day. I came out, I believe, on Thursday from 6:30 till 11. I had almost zero deliveries. You guys can actually see my life on Thursday was just not my day. Friday, I just didn't feel like going out. Actually, the plan was to go out after around 11, but by the time I realized the time was, I'm like, too late to go out. And AJ, thank you for liking and sharing. Um, I would appreciate all of you. You guys liked the video. Hey, and Renz, why are you sweating? What's going on? Raylin, welcome, welcome. Oh wow, we're up to 11 people. Definitely, those of you that just join in, welcome. If you could just throw in where you're from, how you did this today, have you went out dashing or whatever it was. Just kind of a little share. Let's get this going. We need probably for another 7-8 minutes, and then we'll do the draw and then go from there. Thank you, AJ. Thank you. Oh, Rent, you're from Philippines as well. Do you do food delivery down there or ride share taxi service, or you're just popping in for the giveaway? Just kind of want to go see what people are doing as from like Philippines, from China, and other places as they coming in to these chats. Kind of nice to know my audience. Julius, welcome, and AJ, thank you as well for inviting Julius. So it looks like we have quite a few people here from Philippines. Nice. So those are guys that are here from Philippines and other countries. Do you guys primarily do like office work, like virtual assistant, maybe programming like that, or are you guys out there actually hustling like we do here with rideshare and food delivery? I guess I'm not getting that particular answer. Let me see who's here. Deseret, haven't been out dashing my van ignition. So ignition locks is failing. The key on to start it. Um, Hey, that desert. If you get selected, we'll just run for someone else. Um, what kind of vehicle do you drive that your ignition is failing? You know, make and model. And I don't know about your location down here, where I'm at. 2006 Honda Odyssey. A little trick. If you can turn the key to a point where your steering wheel is not locked, and then from in behind the key ignition, there is two screws that screws in the electronic part. That is kind of like a white part that wires going into it. If you unscrew those two screws and put the white out, you can actually start your engine and everything that way, bypassing the ignition system. Just so you want to make sure that your steering wheel is not locked, because you can, start driving and not able to turn. But those are the things you can do. But keep in mind, now anybody else that jumps into your vehicle can also start your vehicle and drive off, because you no longer have a working ignition system that actually would prevent them without having the proper key. Um, yes, Hondas do have problem with ignition, especially as you go and putting in, putting out, putting in, putting out. The key eventually wears off to a point where you start having issue turning that key, because it's just not falling with the proper teeth anymore. Sometime going to a dealer and asking them to recut a key according to manufacturer specs will allow you to normally start your vehicle without a problem again. Now, in 2006, I do not remember, does it have the smart key or not? If it does, then you might have a problem with programming the smart key, because it's going to be too expensive. So, just some hints. You mean kind of in your situation, I would actually have both keys on the ring. The new key is because it's cut properly, and then the old key on the ring to act as a smart key. Allowing the computer on your car know that the smart key is present. I have seen people, when they put in alarm systems into their vehicles, they would actually cut the key off and only leave the smart key portion on, and drop it right there and tape it to the area where the steering wheel is, so it can actually read the code while they're just using now the bypass to start a vehicle. So there's some bypasses way to get through. So where are we at? 13. So let's do 2 more minutes, and then we will copy the list of participants. And so anybody's here wanna participate in winning, please make sure you are here. That's number one. And number two, you have at least posted a one comment, so the system can register you. You don't need 100 comments, just make sure you have one comment posted. And if anybody joined and I have not said welcome, welcome. Okay, it's 10:15, and I'll turn on a screen share so you guys can see what I'm doing. So we'll do this. So now I'm gonna go to the participants. We're going to copy the list of participants. Then we will paste the participants into the list here. And I believe I have to paste it from here. Okay, if you guys are ready, I am ready to reveal who the system will pick. Let's actually do one. And the system, Julius Beltron. Let's get back to. So, Julian Beltran, are you here? Julian, are you here? Perfect. Are which, first of all, I will do is go back to my system, and we will go back to this. And I'm gonna show a phone number. Are you in, Julian? Are you in US? That's the first question. Okay, Philippines. That means the only way I'll be able to send you is through PayPal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a comment my email address and have you email me your PayPal email address that you have connected with PayPal. But hold on, let me make sure that you're. So pretty much you can also. So go ahead, send me to this email your PayPal account number, and also I will respond to your email with a word, and I'll need you to email me back with that word to confirm that it is you, and then we'll proceed with the payment. And when you do send me an email, just let me know that you send the email so I can check. I have not received it yet. We will wait. Okay, I got it. Okay, Julian, I did respond with a word. I'll need you to put it in a chat as soon as you receive it. Yes, I have received your email and I have responded with a word. So as soon as I get that word in the chat, I will start sending you the money out. So. Perfect. So give me a minute. Let me type in your information in PayPal and okay. I believe there is no mistakes. Okay, Julian, I sent it. Please check and respond that you have received it. Hey, Clifda, how's it going? We just wrapping up the giveaway. Today, the winner was Julian Beltran from Philippines. And then we can open up the lines and see how it goes. Today, we're not going to be doing any trainings. We will be just kind of having fun and enjoying. Because, we do need break. Not, I do understand we all need to make money and we all need to hustle, but we also need to rest and enjoy ourselves sometimes. Julian, I appreciate it. Welcome. I'm not sure exactly what you're doing in Philippines, but at this channel, I always try to teach people, of course, majority training. Raisha Lisa, welcome. We'll, try to train people how to do better, how to be successful, and how to also try to encourage people to start their own businesses. I'm not sure how that can be implemented in Philippines, but if it can, definitely would love to hear feedbacks from you guys that are overseas. How some of my wisdom are actually implementing and impacting your guys' life out there. So we're done with dessert. Yes. We'll talk about Spark. My application. Did you get back on that? Did the Walmart regionally manager see the error if banning you? Desert, no. And here, first of all, for those of you that want to join the stream and get on the stream and, we can talk live with each other, we can do so. Let me make this link visible. Also, let me copy that link and post it in the chat as well. So So if you guys want to come on in and join me, I'll be happy to give you guys. So the answer about Spark, the main Walmart, they kicked me out. Nothing changes. So I was weak out with kind of depressed as well as my immune system kind of shut down. So I had to kind of rebuild it. So I was not able to go out. This Monday, I went out to another Walmart, and I'll put up on a map so you guys can understand a little bit my area. And there's videos on this already that I did, but for those of you that have not watched it, my I'll answer so you guys can understand. So what I'm going to do this. So what actually in Lexington, because I'm in a South Lexington area, we have a Walmart right here. This is the original Walmart that the manager kicked me out of. So we have another Walmart here, but they all constantly kind of going onto Spark, then going back to DoorDash, going onto Spark. So plus I don't that Walmart is very long wait, so I prefer not to. And second part with this Walmart, it actually services downtown area, and sometimes it's just not easy to deliver in downtown area because of the parking. And second, um, not easy area right here to go through because it's a main artery into downtown between Highway Circle 4, which kind of takes people to various different directions. So there's a nice Walmart here at Palmer Square. So I went out on Monday to this Walmart and I picked up a delivery, and they canceled the delivery. I took the delivery again, and then I'm like, I need to go inside. And when I went inside, I had a chance to speak to a manager, and I'm not gonna say much more other than a regional manager told this Walmart, and I don't know how many more, that they should not release any orders to me. So now I only have two locations. That's Sam's Club, which still lets me take orders, but they don't have a lot of orders. And this Nicholasville Walmart, which is also long waits. One thing, and second thing, they're not getting a lot of orders as well, and there's a lot of drivers here. So pretty much, I guess all the drivers that other locations have, these drivers they kicked out of the drivers. All of these drivers are here at this Walmart. So I'm competing with a lot of other drivers, and it's just not fun. Like on Thursday, I went out. I sat from 7 till about noon or 11. I think I had only one order from Walmart. It wasn't really a fun story. So that's the Walmart update. Now, I tried contacting trying to find an attorney to take the case. The first couple attorneys turned me down. I called two more attorneys, left messages on Friday, hoping for some kind of response on Monday. And maybe I can find one. I don't know. It seems like when I mention the word Walmart is when suddenly everybody panics. So that's the kind of my update on that Walmart Spark situation. I've been thinking of it yesterday when I went out, and I'm like, I have to deal with a bunch of drivers. I have to deal with, and also in Nichols was DoorDash not doing too good lately. Grubhub, when there's not a lot of drivers, like on Monday, I might do good there. On the evening, Uber not doing much in that area as well. So I'm kind of like, why am I sitting here and I'm begging and I'm waiting, hoping to make that $200 when sometimes I cannot even average at $10 an hour when I can actually hit the road and drive across the country, which I still will have to do here in a month. Like go out to Florida right now, which I do want to go out and want to hit the beach a little. I love the beach in Florida, so just kind of thinking of maybe traveling the country and make the money as I travel and see how that plays out. So that is so far is a plan. I'm not sure how realistic I'm gonna turn this plan into be, but I will be traveling across the country to Boise, Idaho here probably early to mid-May. So that's kind of my update. Anybody wants to join the stream? You guys are welcome to. Any topic you guys want to talk about? Anything particular? If you guys want to call in, we can open the lines up for a phone call. And this is the line for a call, so we can do that. Miss Jonah, welcome. Yeah, I guess not a lot of people joining us for the fun night. Don't have much questions. Any other questions you guys might have, or anybody wants to pop on the StreamYard? Definitely, you guys have the link, and you guys we can do so. Hey, right, Sir Lisa, are you still here? Oh, since nothing's happening, I want to actually share a intro with you guys. This is something been put together by my new virtual assistant, and I kind of want to hear what is your guys' opinion. Do you guys like it, dislike it? So I'll play it right now. So what do you guys think? Thank you, Desert. Yeah, definitely. I kind of gave her, put something together. Let's see what you can do, and I liked it. Maybe I would choose a little bit of different colors, but overall, it was, it was something different because, if you guys notice, watch my videos, I was trying a couple different things. We also did this video, but this intro, but a 5-second one, and with one of the music background, and YouTube kicked back and said, "Oh, there's a license issue." So I'm like, "Okay, we need to change the music." Hey, Rachel, Lisa, how's it going? I've been okay. I've been trying to figure out how to get back and make the money with the limitations that I have of the stores, and now with where I end up driving without the Walmart that's available, just not enough of orders. DoorDash and Uber Eats are not doing great in that area. So just kind of trying to figure. As already mentioned, I'm considering probably traveling, and that will kind of allow me to see other Walmarts around the area. Find maybe a Walmart that I can do a week or two and catch up on the money, and kind of as well as I want to go to Sarasota, Florida, to the beach as well. So maybe that will allow me to achieve that. So kind of trying to see what are my other options are. So how have you been doing with the Spark and DoorDash, and I know you also do rideshare, because I don't think I've seen much videos from you lately, other than that safety video. Thank you, Lisa. Hey, I did post a link to the StreamYard if you want to get on. Pretty much anybody can get on. I'll add you guys to this video and see how things go out. I might have missed it. Hey, if you find a good store, yes, Spark can be a huge difference. I kind of watched Kim, and I'm not sure Kim has ever did a video doing $300 a day, but that day she ran with Spark, she said she made $300, and then a couple days, every day for the couple days, she kind of was doing $300 a day. So Spark is a huge difference if you can add on to whatever you're doing, and make that extra money. And that might be one of the reasons why it's hard for me to get back to doing DoorDash, is because the difference between 225, 3, 4, 525 and and a 15, 20, 30 $30 offers from Spark. So I'm pretty sure anybody that has a good Walmart in their area, they can do easily $200 in, I would say, 8-10 hours. Shipped, I got approved, but I have not. I also got the card already, but I have not started running it yet. I turned on the app once, but there was some kind of a glitch issue with logging in, which I could have forgot the password. But I haven't proceeded because I haven't been home and I kind of was dealing with the stuff. So I'll try it, but I cannot guarantee that I'll like it, because at the end of the day, with Ship, Instacart, you kind of have to keep in touch with the customers. Ship is something. My understanding, it's something similar to like Instacart, where you do shop and deliver. That's my understanding what Shift is. Shift also has offers where you can actually have your own clients. That's based on my understanding. I might be wrong. I might be confused with some another app, but I think Ship is the app where you can have them run as your own clients. You have a special link they go into, they can shop. You get the list, you go in and you shop for them and you deliver for them. That's my understanding, but that's based on how I envision that is, based on hearing some things. So Shift only works at the Target. Okay, I did not know. So I guess that is something that we'll eventually we will discover. Target. Do I even have Target in my area? I know I have Target in Florida, but in Lexington, I don't think I've seen Target in Lexington. Okay, so there's Target in downtown. Oh yeah, there is Target by the mall. That's gonna be a hard one to do. Okay, and where's the third Target? And third Target is by Costco. Definitely downtown one. I wouldn't do it. The one by the mall, it's heavy traffic, but Target by the Costco, it is a little travel distance for me. Let me check what is the directions from home. Yeah, that would put me at 60-minute travel, 55 miles. Oh, and it's taking me through the roads that I would not travel. So through Nicholasville, which is better road, it's better safer road compared to what it was telling me to go through. Because there are some places here in Kentucky that barely two vehicles on the road fit, and I'm talking about upcoming traffic. And so 50 miles, a little bit over an hour through Nicholasville, that I would be able to go. I don't know. I probably would try it and see how it goes. Hey Pedro, welcome, welcome. Target, hey brother, blessings to you. Thank you, Pedro. I already told you before, and I'll say it again. If it wouldn't be you, I probably wouldn't be doing this channel. I was still doing crypto channel, and I was still trying to figure out how to make money on these platforms. Now it's just trying to find a good spot and figure out how to not see those 225s. Yes, Lisa, 55 miles to my first target that I might consider it doing. That I would do it. There is one shorter at the mall, but traffic down there is heavy, so I'll be losing a lot of time in traffic. So, and end of the day, time is money, and time is the most precious thing that we have in life, and can be challenging. So, and Pedro, if you like to jump on a little bit higher up, I put in a StreamYard link. We would love to have you, pretty much anybody that'd like to come on onto the stream. Um, Today I'm trying to do one day out of a month where we kind of have no trainings, we kind of relax, chat, answer questions and stuff like that. So, and then I guess the next 3 Saturdays following we'll be doing trainings again. The one that's coming up next Saturday I will be introducing how you can use Square uh, by running your own client with a food delivery business, and how it can be beneficial to drivers, how it can be beneficial to customers. And as you, Pedro, have done quite a bit of delivery requests, you know how always there becomes an issue. So instead of and a lot of these customers that would love to go to a third app or that fourth app where some of these problems would not exist, but there is no option, so they kind of have no choice but to stick to these apps. So kind of becoming that option where saying, hey, I will be your private food delivery driver. You go directly to the restaurant, you place an order, you go onto my website, you schedule an appointment, you pay for the delivery service, and I'll go and pick it up from that restaurant and deliver it to you. And having the right equipment, you can pick up 2, 3, 4 orders. And as long as the area is small that you will service, you can quickly get it done within a half an hour, and maybe do 2 runs, or maybe for the second half hour, grab some DoorDash, Uber, or Grubhub deliveries, and kind of fill in your hour. And some drivers might say, you know what, this is so nice and customers want my service. Why not expand and bring a couple more help as an employer, as contractors, and expand in their area, doing the same thing, but a little bit bigger area, and keeping everybody's happy. End of the day is, more we can take away from DoorDash and Uber Eats and provide the highest level of service to these customers where they're satisfied, they will save on the fees. So by saving on the fees, they'll be able to tip us more, and tip us the amount that they would actually desire, which in our way we would actually charge that as a delivery fee. So instead of charging a $6 delivery fee, we would actually charge $15 or $20 delivery fee, but the savings that they save on the fees would cover majority of that $15 or $20 delivery fees. And that's where I'm coming, where if I can teach drivers out there to go and start running independent, continuing still driving, for these apps in between, I can help drivers increase their take-home pay big time. And and give that true feeling, not that feeling of being in between employee and a driver, giving that full true feeling of running your business. Because you're now going to feel that true feeling of running your business until you can start having your own clients. And DoorDash's clients, they're not your own clients. Even we might lie to yourself, oh, they're tipping me, that means they're my client. Hey, you can say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, true feeling is when you start having your true clients. When there's problems and you're trying to figure out and solve them. You're trying to satisfy that customer and go that extra mile. You're trying to make sure that customer gives you good feedback and doesn't start destroying your business by giving you a bad feedback. When you start running into a customer that trying to figure out who is right, and you kind of start understanding that the only way that the who is right is making sure that your customer is satisfied and he is right, unless it crosses all the lines and start taking advantage. And those are the kind of customers we want to say, hey, we do apologize, but we just cannot provide you service anymore. So I hope that kind of makes sense of where I'm coming from and what is to come this next Saturday. Anna, this portion we'll need to cut it out and run it as a separate video, Monday or Tuesday. So, any other questions? Anyone else here? Because we kind of feel like people come and go. Yes, Lisa. A lot of the drivers, they're not realizing how lucky they are with stores that are available in their areas. The businesses that are available. And DoorDash and Uber Eats and Grubhub should be a secondary option. And meanwhile, these other apps, because based on some of the things I'm hearing about Walmart, where as people comment to me and they respond how Walmart taking advantage of their drivers, I'm starting having a feeling that as soon as Walmart figures out, the problem with their payment, figures out that 25-minute wait at the store, just to hit, I'm here. That next 10, 20, 30-minute wait just to get loaded. If Walmart can figure those three things out, they'll have unlimited amount of drivers, and they'll start cutting prices. And when they start cutting prices, we will see same story that we see right now on DoorDash. And and again, like I just mentioned about food delivery, you can do the same thing to the customer and say, "Hey, place an order online, and then I'll arrive at Walmart. Let's say it and schedule with me when to arrive, and I'll arrive at Walmart, and I'll pick up your order on your behalf and bring it to you." So they're going to be kind of selecting on the Walmart self pickup, but instead of the self, you'll be showing up on their behalf. So, any other questions? Any other comments? Anything you guys want me to? Any topic you guys would like me to talk on? Um, yes, I. This used to be my crypto channel. Desert. Um, I still can do some crypto recommendations. I still have the crypto videos. If you go to my playlist, you'll find a playlist of courses that I did. Of course, there was a lot bigger plan to expand in the training a lot more, but when my finances hit the wall, I had to go and start dashing, and a lot of things has changed since. Um, Crypto is a little bit hard to understand. It is different than forex. It is different than stock market. With stock market, you kind of try to get to get that feeling for the company. Like right now, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, dash for," and thank you, Anne. Uh, pick like Elon Musk, Tesla company, and you'll do good. Where it comes down, like with forex, right now everybody's screaming, "Oh, buy dollar and you'll do good." When it comes down to crypto, crypto is it's a currency that people believe is of the future, and that's why there's a lot of predictions. It's about a year ago that market makers, which would be bankers and other companies that came in and they started controlling. That's why we've seen huge growth of Bitcoin, and right now we see coin hovering under 50,000 because market makers are controlling it. Market makers trying to right now figure out what other coins are out there that have potential of big explosion, and they're trying to buy into those coins by controlling the price. Then they'll let the price run free, and they'll be turning around and selling us at marked up price those coins that they bought at the lower price. Market makers are biggest responsibility is to provide you when you want to come in and buy, provide you that liquidity. That's their job. So they will control the market price to buy it for themselves, let it go wild as it goes up, sell it to you. Then again, turn around and actually do the same thing in reverse. Buy it high and then have you come in and short while they'll be selling you. So that's the way the market makers do the business, and it's just how it is. Now, right now, even though market makers are holding, but there are some coins that will have some float. Like one of the coins right now that I'm holding right now is Luna, Luna. Um, Even though if you type in Luna potential growth, and you'll see a lot of people screaming that $100 is the top. I believe $200 is the top because they said $100 in the fall. We have hit $100. Let me see. About a week ago. So actually no, about 3 weeks ago we hit the first time $100. So they the predictors already are wrong because we reached that a lot sooner. which means whatever they were predicting, that 200 will probably hit by the fall. There is some other coins. I do have a list of certain coins. Dent should recover eventually as well to zero point 0.4 cents. I'm suspecting by the end of the year. Matic is another coin. I'm suspecting it to hit probably somewhere under $3 within the next 12 months. But again, a lot of these coins are held by Bitcoin, and as soon as they free up from Bitcoin, they will run. AVAX, Ether, even though I personally hate Ether because of the high exchange price fees, or as they call it, fuel fees. FTM, Harmony, which the code is ONE for the Harmony. And again, a lot of people believe that the XRP will become the new banking crypto coin. I do understand their system, and I understand what their target is and what they're trying to offer. I'm just not sure that bankers will allow this to happen. But again, if bankers have made a choice, there might be again trying to buy into XRP before it explodes. I don't know. So certain coins I cannot say, but I am monitoring, and certain coins I just see them having potential. One other thing I will tell you guys, for those of you that interested in crypto, if you go back and you watch a couple of my crypto videos, well, Crypto Markets Survive, I don't remember the exact names of those crypto, the names for the videos, but crypto has to become independent. They have to run independent. Each crypto coin will have to run independently based on its category, not based on Bitcoin. Now, majority of all crypto coins right now respond to what Bitcoin does. And the only way for this to change is by having a major crypto market disaster. When that disaster is going to happen, I do not know. But I know that will have to happen. For two reasons why we need to have that disaster. One is for certain coins to start running independently and no longer respond to Bitcoin. That's number one reason. Number two, there's so many bad coins. I call them shit coins, and so does other traders do. And those shit coins needs to be taken out of the market. Right now, for about $300, you can launch your own crypto coin with your own name. And let's say it gives a 10,000% growth. You pocket the money and you remove the coin from the market and shut it down and get rich off that. And that's what a lot of people right now are doing, is opening the shit coins that has no product, has no business, has nothing other than the name. There's even a coin called Musk, related to Elon Musk. Elon Musk does not own it. Somebody's trying to ride a tail of Elon Musk and make money and disappear. So that's because of all this stuff that's going on that's dirty, makes the crypto dirty. And that crash has to happen. Now, the only successful crash for it to be as successful is where Bitcoin will fall to so cheap, and when I'm saying cheap, to $15 value. If it drops down, let's say to 20,000, no, it's still not enough to destroy all these shit coins and some of the other coins that just not deserve to be in the market. The fall has to be so big for these certain coins to fall, break apart and start shining with the value that they provide, and everything else has to just vanish. So I'm hoping that this 5-minute tutorial to crypto helped some of you understand, true understanding what crypto is, what crypto future is, and what has to happen for crypto to start shining and truly being a great product, and also inexpensive to trade, because not even to trade, it's inexpensive to move the coin. Right now, most of these coins are just too expensive to move. So be careful what you trade. When that major crash happens, or correction, some people call it correction because truly that is correcting the market. When that biggest drop happens, a lot of the trading platforms will not be able to survive that crash, and they will close. So if you bought something and you believe in it, like Harmony, like Matic, like Luna, possibly XRP, if you bought any of these coins, you want to make sure you move those coins to an off wallet that doesn't, that not connected to any trading platforms. It is paper wallet, or could be a wallet on a chip that you connect to your computer. I forgot exactly this because I'm not doing this full time anymore, so kind of, some of the names you just kind of forget. But you want to keep some those coins off of all the platforms in your vault or your safe until that correction happens, and then be able to figure out which platforms still around. Some new platforms at the time will open up, and then from there you might say, you know what, I want to see what actually happening with my coins, and then you go in and see. So definitely, when that day happens, it's gonna be a crazy, crazy day. I probably will be screaming on YouTube to everybody. Whoever wants to buy need to figure out how to buy and how to go in, and who still survive. And I probably at that point will tell you, hey, this trading platform survives, so jump on it and buy whatever you believe is right. I might even have some recommendations to buy. But until that day happens, it is just, it's a risk with possibly some rewards. And so those of you that are buying and holding, hey, if you get a 10%, 15%, 20% return, cash out at least 50%, because it is goes ups and down, and you want to be, you want to be in profit. You don't want to see, oh, it went up 30%, and then 3 days later it went negative 30% because it had a 60% shift. Honestly, I do not know who will survive. And when I say I do not know who will survive, that's including Coinbase as well. Binance is the biggest trading platform in the world right now, and I'm not even sure will even Binance survive. Binance US probably not going to survive. They'll probably shut down the US platform. Now Binance.com, which is not allowed on US platform, which you can figure out a way how to still do that. Still trade on those platforms, on the Binance.com, but Binance US will not survive. I don't see, with the amount of regulations that the US government has over Binance US and all these US trading platforms, they will not be able to compensate and refund people the amount of money that the people will lose. And they will have to fold and file bankruptcy. And some of them will have to file bankruptcy, while others will escape to offshore banks and countries, including possibly Coinbase as well. Because right now they are 100% US compliant. And this, you guys have to understand, people invested trillions of dollars on crypto just in the US alone. And when those $1 trillion become value of two, three, $400, $500, maybe a couple $1,000, how can these companies refund these people trillions of dollars when them themselves they're even broke, will be broke? And that's what's going to force them to close doors and file bankruptcy. So the only safest way is to, if you are considering trading after this crash, is switching to and figuring out a way how to trade in off the offshore companies that have a chance of survival, which Binance might be one of the few that might have a chance of survival. And I'm talking about Binance.com. My battery is dying on my headset, so I'll switch to my mic. The audio might not be just as good. Just give me a minute. Um,
Test, test. Okay. Hope you guys can hear me. Can you guys put any thumbs up or just say that you guys can hear me? Escapist. I'm not sure what that is. Is that a trading platform or something? So, Pedro is in his out. Those that actually here's my recommendation when it comes down to trading. Probably gold, silver would be the safest. Good night, Rachel, Lisa. Hopefully you guys are hearing me because I have not got anybody respond that you guys can hear me. Okay, my assistant says that the sound is fine on her end. So good night, Lisa. Perfect, perfect. And Dexter, I'm not sure if you refer to escapist to me, and if it is, can you kind of explain what that is? Is it a trading platform or something, or that was something meant for someone else? Now, when I want to go back to gold and silver, based on my opinion, if you're going to buy gold and silver, you want to buy something that can be shipped to you, and you can literally hold it in your own safe or take it to the bank and put it in a safe deposit box. You also want to make sure that the company you're buying gold from is reputable, and they're not going to just gold plate that coin or whatever you're buying, and inside it's aluminum or something equal to steel for the weight, or maybe even brass, which is a lot cheaper than gold. You want to make sure you're buying gold of high value, not white gold, because white gold it does not exist, but it was created with a mix of certain metals for the sale for those people who want to buy white gold because they don't like yellow gold. So I wouldn't recommend buying white gold in that situation. Um, Stainless steel, um, again, has value, always had. Other metals. It's logic. Click home is done and go on the clicking the chart and get some. So Desert, thank you for being here. Um, have a fantastic night, and I hope you be able to get your car running and go out there and start making the money. Because at the end of the day, every day that we don't, and the bills don't stop either when we stop. So I understand how important that is. Yes, Dexter, you do want to be careful with what you invest, and you, if you are a sniper on stock market, um, forex, or even crypto, you're looking for that 2, 3, 4, 5% change over the period of, let's say, 10 minutes to an hour. Grab it, jump out, and look for that next opportunity. Uh, and some people say that doing that in crypto, a little bit, they feel a little bit more comfortable as a sniper compared to doing that in forex, where forex is more aggressive. But at the end of the day, whichever form of trading you choose, you want to make sure that it's bringing you profit. You also do not want to. You have $10,000 in your savings account. You do not want to deposit that savings account of $10,000 and go crazy with it, because I can guarantee you that within 2 weeks, if not sooner, that $10,000 will be gone. So you want to take a small amount of portion, learn, start getting successful trades. Where let's say you're doing 10 trades and 6, 7, 8 out of those 10 trades are successful and it's increasing your profit. You might actually take small portion from your savings and add it on, do it again, and and you want to stay always in that spot where you feel comfortable. The minute you start feel uncomfortable trading is the minute you can start losing money. For every single person, there is that dollar amount. It might be $50, it might be $500, might be $1,000, might be $10,000, but there is that dollar amount that when you exceed having the dollar amount that you start risking with, you start trading with emotions instead of letting trades. Instead of following the rules that you put together, or you're following the rules of someone else, and that's when you start losing money. And as you get better, the number will change and grow, and you need to make sure that you are growing with that number. If you start exceeding that number, you want to start cashing out. If not cashing out, if you don't put together rules of cashing out constantly every week or so. And when I say cashing out, doesn't mean you have to move it into your bank account. You can move it into another wallet or something else. But end of the day, the dollar amount that you're risking has to be amount that you're willing to lose easily, so your feelings doesn't start trading for you. Hopefully that makes sense. About a week ago, this is my summer look. I love cutting my hair for the summer because I sweat a lot, and my hair from the sweat kind of gets wet, and I mean, if I run it shorter, then I'm able to dry a lot faster if I sweat. So I love short haircut. Never done it all the way to the skin, but quarter inch and a little bit less than quarter inch, that is kind of normal for me for the summer. Wow, looks like there's 6 people here listening to Crypto Talk. I did not know that there are some followers on my channel that still stayed, or the new ones that following like the crypto. Yes, I'm looking forward to the summer. Um, I don't like the heat above 75, let's put it this way, but I'm looking forward to, less rain, better days, where, like for me, when I travel to Lexington, I need to work. And when the weather is not good, that doesn't allow me to work as much. And it's not like, my house is 10 minutes away. I have to drive for an hour home. And sometimes when I do drive home, I'm not going back that same day again out. So sometimes I envy you guys, those that dash in your own towns and cities. You can go out 2, 3, 4 times a day. And I am just jealous of that. Yes, Lexington, Kentucky is where I do, I would say 95% of my dashing because I can also do in my own town. But right now, Arby's and Walmart are the only two that's on DoorDash, and they just added DoorDash in my area. Like today, we had a temperature drop to 33 degrees when I went out, and that's kind of one thing that pushed me to go back home. But some are usually about 85, 90, maybe 95, but it's humid. It's not as humid as it is in Florida, but it is humid. Compared to if in Idaho, humidity down there drops to zero. Down there is so dry that it's just dry. If you don't water, in 2 weeks, your grass turns into sand. But here, keeps humid most throughout the whole year. No, actually around 11 o'clock. It was about 36, 37, and then when the snow started, hail came down, and right after hail, the snow came down, the temperature dropped to 33. So I don't know how it stayed, and right now it's probably 33 right now again because of the night. It was supposed to be a cool night today. Let's check out right now. Sarasota right now is 60 degrees. Tomorrow should have been a high of 74 and low of 51 tonight. But Lexington now is, let's refresh, 35, but it's supposed to drop to 32 degrees tonight. And was high was supposed to be 42 today. So yeah, a little chilly. But then next 7 days, the high will be around 62 the lowest to 72 the highest, and the low will be 39. The low of the low, and the high of the low will be 62. So will be a little warmer a little. Monday and Wednesday suspecting more storm and rain. So, any other topics you guys want me to talk on, or any questions? I'll be honest with you guys on Luna, on crypto. I have made $100 last week, or actually, first part of this week when I cashed out. And right now I'm kind of fluctuating between 0 and $20, $25 profit for the last couple hours. So that's kind of where I am. I'm kind of looking for another $100, $150 climb. Even though I'm suspecting if I hold it even to 170, 180, that should kind of give me a couple $100 profit. So, hey, Bud Soda, how's it going? Um, I did okay on Monday. I made $100, if I'm not mistaken. Tuesday, I believe I made 200. Um, but I ran mostly Tuesday on Spark, that Walmart that I'm doing in Nicholasville. The last Walmart in my area that I can still dash on. Then I did $100 on Wednesday. Then I went out on Thursday and I made almost nothing from 7 to 11. And that's kind of, pissed me off, and I turned around and went home. I barely had any offers on DoorDash. I think I had like one offer on Uber and one or two offers on Walmart for that period of time. And I'm like, this is bad. So then on Friday, I was thinking of coming out at 11, but was trying to look for the new attorneys because I'm not able to find an attorney that will take a case against Walmart. So, where was I? So on Friday, by the time I got off the phone and dealt with some issues, it was like 12:30, and I'm like, an hour drive, I'll be there by 1:30. By 1:30, lunch is slowing down. So I kind of thought maybe I'll go out for an evening at 4, and then that didn't happen. Went out today. It started snowing, hailing and snowing, so I went home, and I haven't made much money since Thursday. Or I haven't made anything, I think, since Thursday. So yeah, especially when you, like for me, living outside of town that I dashed and I have to travel into it, it's gonna make a choice. Are you gonna do it or not? Because if you're doing it, you need to count that, hour there, hour back. But how did you do? And by the way, I do have a link posted higher up. Let me actually pin message. If you want to join the stream, just click on the link. Let's come in and do some talk, some business talk. And definitely next Saturday, figure out a way if you can join, because I will be talking about how to convert clients into your private clients and how to run a private client business. How it's going to be beneficial to the customer on the financial side, as well as you providing a better quality service than the average DoorDasher out there. And for those of you that might like it so much and willing to expand, you might actually turn this into real business and start hiring either employees or contracted drivers, and just providing that quality that DoorDash no longer even have an idea where to even start to provide the quality. And we all know what they need to do, but it seems like everybody does beside them what they need to do to provide the quality to the customer. And that's kind of just amazes me how these companies can quickly lose control of their business and lose the reality and go into the fantasy world and say, oh, it's okay. And that's where we will come in and say, hey, we're taking all the good customers and leaving all the 225s and problematic customers with DoorDash, because that's exactly what the company is for today. They're only servicing problematic customers. They're the good customers. They're still around, but they're hoping for a change, and we will be delivering the change. Dexter, no. Here's an example that I already said it earlier in the video. When a customer orders directly to the restaurant, they're going to be using restaurant menu, which is cheaper than DoorDash's menu. So they'll be saving just in the menu price alone. Then they'll be saving on the service fee that the DoorDash charges, that the restaurant will not be charging the service fee. So there will be a certain savings of dollars that they're already saved. So if you come in and say, hey, I'm charging $15 or $20 for delivery, And let's say the restaurant needs to make sure when you order from restaurant, just make sure that the restaurant have it ready at 6 o'clock, so I can come in, pick it up at 6 o'clock and deliver it to you. Now that savings that they save, plus that delivery fee that they would pay to DoorDash, it will equal to about the same amount. So even if the customer doesn't tip on top of that $15 or $20, you're already making a good earnings. And if you can get in that same area, 3-4 deliveries in an hour, pick them each up within the next 10-15 minutes, deliver them within the next 20 minutes, within a half hour, you can make 50, 70, 80 bucks and still be open for that next half hour to run another shift of doing the same thing, or jumping on DoorDash from Uber and filling in that half hour blank. So what I'm saying is finding that good quality. You do not want to bring that bad customers to your business. You want to get those customers that are hoping for a change and say, hey, I am the change. I am your personal delivery driver. I will do my best to make sure that your drinks get to you, that the straws gets to you, that your food that you order gets to you warm or hot, whatever the customer looking for. In exchange, I am charging more than DoorDash that, but you're going to save by going direct. And that's where I believe that change that we can do can make actually the difference. So, of course, of that $15 to $20, you will have to pay about 3% for a card processing fee. And this is something you cannot really, there's no way to avoid unless you're willing to go cash. And I would not recommend going cash, because how many out of those 100 customers might take advantage of you and not pay you cash, or because they don't have it, or they wanted to pull a quick one on you. So I'd rather pay the 3%, but make sure that the money is there right away than take that cash risk. Hopefully that made sense. So Soda, are you on delivery right now, or you're just it's 11:30? You're probably calling it quits by now if nothing's happening in your area. So Dexter, did that make sense what I just explained, or not really, about your private customers, or where you will deliver them and they'll go directly with the restaurant on ordering? So that's kind of where I'm taking that approach. There will be no fees that you guys gonna pay me unless you guys want to be appreciative down the road or whatever. It's just something that I heard something there a little, I heard something there a little, I heard something that somebody shared with me somewhere else. Oh, perfect. Let me bring you in at the stream. I will now, but I'll need to figure out how to deal with the audio, because my headsets.
Can you hear me fine?
Give me a minute.
Driving a stick. Be warned.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good, brother. No, I'm out working. I'm delivering this, and I'll be on for my next shift. Yeah, that was a notification you got. I just scheduled myself for midnight. I start before midnight, count toward today. I do the same thing on Sundays. So my usual schedule is 11 to 11:30, and then I just do it appropriately.
Hey, Dexter, good night, and thank you for coming in, and always happy to answer questions and help out. And definitely, I want to miss the next Saturday stream. in the worst case scenario, you don't want to miss the replay after the stream if you miss the main stream. So be blessed, man. So what's up, Bud Soda? How are you?
I'm alright. I plan on working a long shift tomorrow. So what I'm gonna do is I'll be out till probably 3. That's usually when the order cutoff is anyway. They restart at 5. And whenever I wake up, which I'm gonna guess is around 8, I'm gonna go right back to work the breakfast, and try to hustle and make my money. The problem with Sundays especially is though that like it can be rough. Any breakfast joint like Denny's, IHOP, Cracker Barrel are usually packed, but those are the higher paying orders. IHOP I really stay away from, but I haven't been there in a good 3 months, so maybe I'll give them another shot. My completion rate's very high, so if I've done a sign, I'm not too worried about it. I just have to get myself away from there as fast as I could.
So are you still able to average 20 plus an hour, or with everything that's going on?
It's been very slow this week for me. I've barely been hitting 20 an hour. I took a very risky Instacart. Probably took more time on it than I should have. It took me like an hour and a quarter. Did $42 off it, and the only reason I did 42 is because a customer increased their tip. Because I just don't think they've had a good shopper in a long time. And they were like thrilled with me. They didn't even have that much. The other person tipped fairly, but was uncommunicative, so I just did the best I could for them. My guess is they work for the county. It might be a legislature in that county. It's the county over from me. Call this the Tri-County area, like Jefferson, Lewis, St. Lawrence. I'm hoping I can pull a rabbit out of my hat tomorrow and pull $1,000 day, but I doubt it.
Wow, $1,000. That's gonna be a great day if you pull 1,000.
Yeah, I'd have to average 50 something an hour to do that. I'm setting my goal stupid high because I have not made very good money this week. I've been a little down. I took 2 days off. I had something to do Thursday. I came back. I was in time for dinner hour. Like I was here at 6 o'clock. I was just like, you know what? I'm done. To motivate myself takes some time. Sometimes with me, just all I can say is the fish are fighting. Keep on fishing, guys. DoorDash seems to be putting a lot of. They don't announce them until it's that late. There's a lot of late night peak days lately. I don't know how it is in your guys' areas, but it seems to be that way for me. Like $1.50, like they did a $1.50, then they did a $2.50 one, but I was already home. I declined the offer they gave me. It was pretty trashy anyway. It was like with a $2.50 peak, there's only a $6.50 offer for like 4.1 miles from my, round trip from my house back to the restaurant or whatever. And I was like, man, I'm good on that.
In my area,
I'm getting a lot better.
In the area, there is no peak at all. Everything grayed out. So it looks like you're in a better spot.
Really, in the city.
So, hey, but those of you guys that do not know about Soda, this guy, at some ways, you guys can look at him and say, this is a crazy guy. He works crazy hours, and if he can, he's trying to average $50 an hour at least. But, on the good days, on the bad days, like you guys heard, he's trying to hold at least 20. So he started his own channel. So you guys definitely might, peek down there, check out some videos, like him, subscribe, support him, because end of the day, all of us, we're trying to get to that $1,000 subscriber mark. And we would really appreciate it. And I'm pretty sure Bud Soda would appreciate it as well. And I believe the bigger the subscription amount will fall, the more knowledge Bud Soda will start sharing. Right, Bud Soda?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The more we help each other, like you just did with me, and I think I gave you a shout out in the video. I've like Pedro does those random lives, like when he's working. You're always a channel I mention. I think if us smaller channels help each other out, like not every subscriber is subscribed to every other channel among us, smaller channels. I think that we can all keep going and break that 1,000 mark and get the watch time up. Like, I work so much, I don't really have time to edit my videos. I have a video editor that was recommended by Kimside Money Plans, but I've yet to even play with it. Like, I just upload what I have. Raw and uncut. You've been doing a pretty good job. I like that you experiment. Like, everyone always says French fries are cold. Oh, ice cream melted. I have a little 4-cup dispenser that Grubhub gave me for free. It went bad with a Wendy's large drink today. Oh man, those large cups in Wendy's suck. They're just so flimsy. They're not sturdy. They tip so easy. But otherwise, I had 3 blizzards in my car for half an hour, and they look the same way I put them in.
Yep.
I don't have a temp gun like you do, but it was like half an hour I had them in my car. So I went way over on the other side of Black River to a guy no one likes to deliver to, but he always tips really good. Then I had another person on that end of Fort Drum toward Black River. And then I had another one on the other side of Post in the residential areas that I delivered to. So it wasn't so bad in my opinion. Just it made me kind of nervous because those blizzards went to they had a nice large plaque. He's the commander of one of the battalions. I was like, oh, he's a commander of one of the infantry battalions. So he's high up there, and it's like, oh gosh darn, I might have made this guy upset. I hope not. And then their son came out and grabbed the ice cream. And he was thankful. Very nice people. So I was happy for that. So something I make a habit of, what you see me stop here doing, I'm taking a picture of the address on the building. So like the military barracks, I like to take a picture of the address. So when I drop off the food, I leave that as my final picture, and I just send them a text of where the food is, it's at their CQ desk. Thank you, have a great one. And the Fort Drum motto is climb to glory. So I do that so they know where it is, and I'm also giving good customer service still. But I'll be right back. I gotta go in and drop this off.
All right. Welcome, Ogex. How's it going? Actually, the Bud Soda, the big guy, the guy that tried to make 3,000 to 5,000 a week. Hey, if you like to join us, the link is on the top, pinned to the chat. Come on in. Yeah, the Ukraine situation. Hey, it is kind of a little bit better on the north side, but now the east and south are fighting for right now. I did create a playlist, War in Ukraine, on my channel, so I'm kind of, if I see something in English that kind of matches the stories in Ukraine, then I drop them there so you guys can kind of follow and see what's happening. Because I heard some things from people that was completely 100% Russian propaganda, and I'm like, wow. So I know it's effed up, man. You're from Yugoslavia, and yeah. Any war out there is not a good war. No matter what kind of war it is, and no matter what you're fighting, I believe you can sit down and work things out in a humane way. You don't have to pull out swords, guns, and missiles and bombs to prove your point that you're half an inch bigger than the guy beside you. That's the way I look at it. So, this thing is just pointless. But again, it's communist view that they're trying to push on, and that's what we have here right now in Ukraine. And I see that smile, but Soda. I see that smile, but Soda.
195.75. Those guys are yelling at me from above the window, thanking me for what I do. It's like, man, thank you guys. Keep me busy.
Yeah.
The guy came right down. It's very friendly. So now I gotta get back to my zone in a hurry. So I know the zones are grayed out. But especially this end tends to be busier. And after midnight, a lot of the Watertown dashers, the city dashers in the city, they kind of give up on it.
Oh.
But I'm yet to eat.
No, I noticed that when I dashed nights, there was a certain period of time between 7:30 and 8, and there was about 8:30 and 9, and there was around 11 o'clock. There were gaps where it was kind of slow down, become quiet. And during those period of time, you'll find certain drivers just give up and go home and say, you know what, it just died. I'm going home. And then you start noticing the increase of orders coming in because they just left the platform.
Exactly. That's why I say if you're a full timer, don't give up so easy. Oh, why am I echoing?
Because of my headset is dead. And it's getting feedback because I had it to go to regular mic and regular speakers.
Gotcha.
So
but anyway, fine.
There is nothing I can do about that. My headset didn't charge all the way before the stream started.
Oh, you're all good. Like my market, breakfast is not very good usually. Sundays is the best day for breakfast. That's why I'm going to stick it out and do it tomorrow. But during the weekdays, it's not very good. Uber Eats, hi Elmer. During the week, Uber Eats is supposedly good, but I'm not on Uber Eats. I'm going to wait to apply a little, and then I'm going to create another new email and do all that. Because it hasn't been a full 3 months since my last attempt at it. I've applied 3 times.
Okay, is that better?
I think so.
Okay. Now, Ogig was asking, is your name John?
No, that's my dad's name.
Okay. Here you can find the link to the okay, so sorry I missed it. Live headache with the family just wanted to do you think?
I don't know.
Hey, Chris, thank you.
Things since 12.
Hold on, I have to turn up a little bit high because I'm not cannot hear you. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to eat. I got nacho fry things. I know that's not very healthy, but oh well. This is like one of the few places I'll eat from because I know it's pretty well kept. They deep clean this place.
Okay. Yeah, Chris,
Yeah, Taco Bell
you're always welcome to watch the replay. Let's see if I can throw my headset on a charger.
Leave a comment. That's what I'm kind of disappointed in my recent videos. I haven't got many comments lately. The YouTube algorithm rewards you for that.
Hey, Chris is asking, before I go, why was he flagged 3 times for Uber?
They couldn't tell me. Something about my driving record, but they couldn't tell me what? Like, no one can give me a straight answer. Like, I looked at my checker report, and it says all green, or whatever color is supposed to be appropriately. Nothing was red or yellow. Like, the 2 colors supposed to be is green and blue, whether it's just neutral or good. And my driving record was green, but they said they didn't like something. Well, I tried to apply for rideshare to have access to the, what do you call it, the surges. But I guess I'll just do it without, just go with normal Uber Eats. Not to mention, on the rideshare part, they'll give you a quest to get you to do Uber Eats, and they give you more incentives and bonuses, you know?
Yeah, all these apps are just trying to figure out a way how to take advantage of us in their own way.
There's an app builder out there if you want to do your own food delivery thing. Someone shared a link somewhere the other day.
No, there is an app out there that can be purchased under $10,000, and then you can modify it, and it has good features and stuff. But what slows me down is that when you bring something good on the platform and people start liking it, you can start having a flood of customers. And then you're going to go kind of have no choice but start bringing in these uneducated drivers, and they're going to ruin that customer, that experience. And then you're going to become that DoorDash and Uber and Grub really quickly again. And that's kind of what slows me down, because I prefer, if I launch an app, I prefer to have a guy in each area. Like example, have you in your area where you make some percentage off of each delivery that happens, but now you make sure that every single driver that comes on a platform is providing that customer service that customers expect to receive. But making sure he has the proper equipment and everything else.
What you could do is give them links to Pedro, Kim, and UDN's videos and make them take a quiz based off those videos, and you can filter out drivers that way. And I know it's really difficult with contract violations, and sometimes, let's be honest, customers do lie, but you can have some kind of strike system for both drivers and customers, and they fall off after so long. Like, let's say this customer keeps saying, "Oh, well, my food's cold every time," or they say, "Oh, my food never arrives." You give them 3 strikes, and it clear each violation or strike drops off after 30 days. Like, if you want a refund, it's considered a strike on your account, and you can only do it so much. And for the drivers, honestly, DoorDash has probably the preferred method. Just drop it off after 101 delivery. After 100 deliveries, you do your 101, boom, it's gone.
Well, yeah,
you gotta have it. So people have to take a picture, and your customers, like part of them signing up, they agree to that, or have some kind of pin system, like it 2486 or something stupid. You know, they have to say a PIN number to you to get the food, or else they don't get it.
The PIN system, I really like what the Uber's using. Nice concept. Also, signature at the restaurant when the driver takes an order and leaves. Kind of, you know, also shows that the driver took the full responsibility for the order and left and verified the order and left by having check marks by each item. So, you know, there is no excuse that the driver just took and left and ran away with the food, because right now he took that responsibility.
Yeah. Someone last night took off with a stacked order, and yeah, it was one of the bottom feeders, because it wasn't a very good order, because I asked the driver what his offer was, and they said he was the second driver to come in after that guy supposedly picked it up. So it got boosted a little more. He's like, oh, it was like $10.50 for a stack. And I was like, dude, don't take orders that low. They tend to be problematic. There's definitely one of those on there with a no-tip order.
So another question to you, Bud Soda. Are you having a lot of listeners from your local area on your channel?
No. I've got maybe 2 drivers who watch me.
No, I noticed.
One is
because, you know, a couple months
one
ago
is the
when
one guy
started
that I trained, and he watched Pedro's videos. Go ahead.
Because I noticed a couple months ago when I started advertising my local area on my car that I have a channel, and I started getting some drivers coming in. I started noticing that they would, you know, I would do a video, they would follow me to that area, and, you know, the first couple days, it would be awesome. And then I'll start noticing, you know, from having 1-2 cars as a competitor, I started having 6-7 cars as a competitor. And I'm like, I have to change the area. And every time I would change the area, they would follow me into another area. So I kind of noticed that sometimes advertising locally your channel doesn't benefit you, it actually bites you.
Yep, because what you can do is attract too many drivers to the spot you're working. Like, my zone is hard to describe. I went over it in a video. In one of my videos, you can see my zones, and I show you what the Grubhub and the DoorDash one looks like. And there's this thin little strip by where the 2 zones separate, and on the DoorDash platform, I work that thin little area for most of the day until orders completely dry out. Like, if I don't get an order till midnight, I'll deadhead to the city. But I have confidence that I will get another order. I don't know what. Taco Bell supposedly a hotspot, so we'll see. I know there's a couple bottom feeder drivers out tonight because orders I declined. I had a driver follow me right in wanting that order. It's like, stop taking bad orders. One was a $2.50. So at most, when they got it, it was $2.75. It's like, stop. $2.50 for 3.2 miles. It's like, stop taking these bad orders. You're not making money. And a lot of these drivers, I've given up on it is, you know, you're leaving money on the table. No, you're hurting most of us by doing that.
Hey, Eric, how's it going?
When that gas incentive wasn't around, it was actually better because they throw out $1.50, $2.50, $3.50 peak pays during normal hours, not just late nights. The late night one was $4, which is unheard of in my market. And, you know, only new areas get that kind of peak pay. And, like it was wonderful until they did that gas incentive. I understand why they did it. It's a business decision. And I bet you the next quarter for DoorDash, they're going to come out and be like, hey, look at what we did. But also what I noticed is these drivers is just driving that 225 miles and they're done. One shady thing I noticed DoorDash is doing, now they don't show you the total miles that you've driven. Oh, you had just achieved they'll just tell you driven at least this and not actual miles that you've driven. So they're trying not to make it like, you know how I openly said, I'm like, hey, this is BS because look what they did to me. You know, I drove UDM had a whole show about it. Gosh sakes. You know, I was the subject of the Wednesday show. Is 714 miles for the first week of it. Now they don't even show you how many miles you drove for them actively. At least with Grubhub, it's in the order itself. They're giving you a little more mileage incentive. It's like 20 to 30 cents an order. It's not much, but it's something. And then for Uber, it's 40 cents, 30 cents in some areas. I heard some areas it's 50 cents. Rideshare is usually more, but you still get something on Uber Eats. So it's whatever. It is what it is.
Hey Dexter, is that any better? Yeah, people are complaining that it's echoing. I'm trying to figure out how to solve that. I guess now I'll be wired. Come on. Hey Dexter, is that any better? What's up?
9 miles for $4. That's all base pay. It's going to the far corner of the military base. That guy's never getting his Taco Bell.
Hey, DoorDash, you need to clap it for them because they don't know how to do it any better.
That's just ridiculous.
Hey,
an order like that should never go out.
If we're not gonna laugh about it, we're gonna cry about it. And I'd rather laugh than cry. Even though when I was out on Thursday, it felt like crying. You know, when you sit from 6:30, you leave the house at 6, you get to Nicholasville at 6:30, you turn on the app, and you sit to 11, you got almost nothing. You know, it's kind of like, aren't you
on all
for
three?
what? What?
Aren't you on all 3 food delivery platforms?
On Thursday,
DoorDash,
I
Grubhub, and Uber?
I couldn't get on DoorDash because it's hard to get in my area in DoorDash without a schedule. Uber Eats, dead silent. I don't turn Grubhub before 8 o'clock because it's pointless. They don't take orders until 8 o'clock. So in Spark, with that, you know, one Walmart that I still can work with. So it's kind of like, ugh.
It's
and of course,
actually
you know,
Sam's Club, isn't it?
A Walmart and Sam's Club, but they're within 5-mile range of each other. No, I did have the Sam's Club delivery that day. That was actually the only delivery that I had for that whole morning.
Gosh darn.
Yep. So I kind of made a decision. Said, what's the point for me to come out, get up early, come out to Nicholasville, and get nothing till 11, or get that one delivery? What's the point? I might as well come at 10:30, 11.
That's exactly what I do. I work. So why don't you work like 11 to 10 or 11 to 9 or whatever? Work 10, 12-hour days and see how you do during that.
I will try to do that this upcoming week and see how that plays out. But I also thinking I'll maybe start traveling so I can get to find better Walmarts as I travel and kind of squeeze as much as I can.
So is there another region for Spark near you? You can go the opposite direction. North, south, east, west, somewhere else.
Louisville, but it's about 70 miles, 70 or 80 miles.
Whoa. Whoa.
Then then you have Cincinnati, which is about 100 miles.
Mm-mm.
So I'm saying, if I travel and I want to travel towards Florida, Sarasota, so maybe go to Sarasota, see how the Walmarts are doing, then enjoy the beach in between. Deliver groceries in the sandals. Because that's normally, how in Florida, everybody lives, sandals, nice shirt, thin shirt, and the shorts. That's about it. That's all you need.
How far are you away from Florida? From what do you call it? How far are you away from Louisville, and how far are you away from in Florida there?
From Florida to Sarasota, let's pull up. From home to Sarasota, Florida. From my house to Sarasota, we're looking at 12 hours, 860 miles.
Whew.
But hey,
12 hours. No.
but I can enjoy, the vacation. Plus, I can stop at Valdosa. I know there's two Walmarts there. Check that Walmart out on my way. I can check out a Walmart in Mason.
So my market for Spark is about 75 miles away. Like if I went to where Lisa is, and her Walmart particularly is the better one, like it was so weird that I got a DoorDash off this Walmart next to me today. And this is the one I used to work at years ago. I didn't even know they were on the platform. But it's the only offer I've ever seen in 8 months. Maybe they just came on DoorDash when I know they're on point pickup. But everything obviously is coming off point pickup. So maybe they're pushing their overflow. They're like, okay, we gotta push you somewhere. So they pushed them to DoorDash. And this one, even Para was just putting it at face value. And then when I got a $10 tip on the end of it, it's like, oh, like that was nice. And I've delivered to those people before. I've delivered them food. So they're very nice people, and he helped me, carry the groceries and stuff out of the trunk. So that was nice. I'm hoping that in the afternoon they'll keep sending me orders when I'm not doing anything better, because point pickup is not going to let drivers on if their other merchants aren't busy because they know they're losing that Walmart contract, and I know that's what's going on because the other point pickup drivers are telling me they're desperate for Walmart drivers. They need more, and they're not letting anyone on for that reason. I'm hoping this switches to Spark, and I can just do Spark all afternoon, or come out in the early mornings and do Spark, because really, mornings and the afternoons are the best time to do that stuff.
Here's my understanding based on talking to one of the managers. Is this? They on their tablet, the curbside pickup manager. On his tablet, he sees all available delivery platforms, including Spark. So whatever the contracted platforms are still active, and they can choose any one to work with. So let's say example, they switch over to Spark and they're not having enough of drivers. They'll switch back to DoorDash or like point pickup because they know at least with that platform their orders are still getting delivered. Whereas Spark, only half of the orders getting delivered because of not a lack of drivers. So if you can bring in a couple drivers in your area and talk with that store manager, say, hey, why don't you give a Spark a try again? I already got some drivers, and we will make sure that orders are delivered throughout from 7 till 9 in the evening. You might actually talk that manager into turning Spark back on and having what you're looking for. Because they have
I
those
don't
choices.
know. I know that. I know, like, some of the second in charge, like what they used to call co-managers.
Mhm.
I know the one over here very well, and I have a good relationship with him. I don't know if he deals with that. I have to catch him
Hey,
and see if they
if you
can
can
do
talk
something
with
with
him
it.
and he can talk with whoever making that decision, you might actually achieve what you're looking for.
Just, I'm hoping I can get something going. Getting ridiculous.
Eric, yes, you are true. They aren't saying you can make a six-figure income as truck driving. I do not carry CDL, but I'll be honest, I am so close to do so. But I'm not sure how good of a trucker I would be. I've driven so much small vehicle in my life that when I get behind the wheel, it's automatically for me. I turn into autopilot, and I'll miss exits and all that stuff because of the so much of driving. And I'm not sure how that can actually work good with me behind the wheel on a semi truck.
UEM seems like he'd be all right with that. He drives those box trucks like nothing for Draver.
No, I did do non-CDL required box trucks as well, but I just have almost $2 million under my belt driving the miles of a small vehicle, so just a lot of autopilot that I would have to start breaking that habit of. My neighbor actually does driving for Walmart, and he's happy, but he's barely ever home.
I heard driving for the DCs is actually pretty good. And those DC drivers rate the stores too. And we got their favorite store for this region twice. And this region goes from basically Cicero, Syracuse and south in his own area, Cicero north, all the way to the Canadian border, Messina, includes all these stores. And they picked the one I worked at over here twice in 1 year, which they're not even supposed to do. You're not supposed to pick the same store twice.
Welcome, the Driven Dad. How's it going? How you been doing
Hey,
today?
Tony!
If
I'm
you
not
want to
looking at
join
chat.
us, there's a link pinned up above. Just let me know that you're here, and I'll add you to the screen.
We got
And
Eric.
same thing with Eric as well. You can join us. Anybody can join us
think
if
he's-
you guys like.
I see him over on Flexes, but he never gets on camera. You don't have to turn the camera on. You can turn the camera off and just the audio only if you're camera shy. I know Tony ain't afraid of the camera. Depends what he's doing right now. I'm going to start dead heading towards the city. I am not getting anything. Whew. And, Driven Dad, aka Tony, I don't know. However you want me to start. I appreciate all your support my channel. Helping Slavic here too. That's very appreciated that you're helping all our smaller channels out. I try to do as much as I can. I mean, I'm subscribed to so many gig tubers I can't keep up, but really, Slavic shows have been pretty good of late. Like, he's kind of stealing my little thing of doing experiment. Well, like, I experiment with the work, not with kind of like you do. So I really, really, really like that kind of content. I praise those Grubhub bags. The Dasher bag is a little smaller. I thought someone was like a little cooler. Like that. It was like that big. And I'm wondering if you could like triple or double bag that to keep something warm for like an hour.
No, see,
Yeah,
when I did that ice cream experiment, I already were doing those kind of deliveries in the past, so I knew the results. So when the customer doing, some of the drivers were complaining, oh, I'm having, I'm delivering pint of ice cream and it's liquid. I'm like, you know what? I think it's time to do a video and show it. So when I'm gonna spend the money, I knew the results will be. But with the French fries, also, we deliver food. We know that the French fries never arrives to the customer in satisfied form. And I was amazed how they were not crispy, but they were not dehydrated either, and they were still warm. For me, that kind of did surprise me because I was suspecting in half hour having them dehydrated and barely, room temperature.
Trash to gold time. So I took a 775 for really 9.6 miles because I drove half a mile away for the Taco Bell I was sitting at. Now that might sound crazy to some of you, but it's better than driving dead miles. So that's about 75 cents a mile, I'd say. Or no, it's almost 80.
Yeah, it's about 80.
I'd say it's almost 80. Yeah. So, that's a strategy you guys can do when you're going. It can be in the same zone. Depends how big your zone is. But if you tend to work one end, that end dies out, and you need to go to the other part of it, and they offer you that up front, boom, grab it. Because I know that order probably only has like a $3 tip on it. So because I'm coming from so far, DoorDash is going to give me a lot of base pay. That's the whole trash to gold concept, and that's how I make my money. Because I do that a lot. And let's say it's 2 in the afternoon, they gave me $10 to go out on that far side of the military base. So I'm sitting around doing nothing. If they send me $7.50 for 9 miles on the way back, I'm gonna grab it because I may get a stack, or I may get an offer from Grubhub. But even if I didn't, I'm not driving dead miles. Yes, I'm breaking the dollar per mile rule, but it's not so little that you're losing money. I think anything under 60 cents, you're losing money. So that's how I got my parameter set on the driver's utility helper and Maximo, which I highly recommend, by the way. I don't know if you're on them, Slavic.
I'm not, because I'm still hoping that I will be doing Spark as main source and Uber and Grubhub as a backup, and won't have to use DoorDash because it's just hard for me seeing that 225, 325.
Well,
and
exactly
I'm barely ever seeing that sneaks and up.
It seems your market's become oversaturated, in my opinion. Like you said, drivers started following you. You try to go work a different part of your zone or a different zone entirely, and these people would follow you around because you were making decent money there. Sometimes it don't take many drivers. If you get half a dozen people to go where you're going, all of a sudden your honey hole dries up. But that's why I'm a big believer, especially in this day and age when the gas prices are high. Those highway miles trips, man, they pay good money. There's lots of hidden honey holes that nobody wants to go to. You drive a Prius. The worst you could do is not do anything. If it's toward the tail end of lunch, if it's 12:45, and they send you $10.50 for 8 miles, try it. Sometimes there's hidden tips on them, but even if there's not, you didn't completely waste your time. and you're just kind of experimenting. You kind of see where it might pull you another offer. It might throw you someone's decline that someone would consider trash, but because they sent it to you that far away, it keeps you busy. It might be a little less than $1 per mile, but it keeps you busy during the slow times. But have you tried to get on like the shopping apps or anything, Slavic?
I got registered with Shift, but I tried logging in. There was an issue, and I haven't addressed it yet. But other than that, no.
I suggest you try to get an Instacart too. I don't know how many stores in your market are on it. You could literally just get the customer app and figure out what stores are closest to you. And if they're decent stores to shop, like there's not like a bunch of just lowball offers. Unfortunately, Instacart changed their tip structure. So it kind of ruined Instacart. No one wants to do math off the top of their head. You know, what 30% is. It used to be 10, 20, 30, 40, other. Now it's 10, 20, other, 0. They put a 0 option up. My roommate sent me a screenshot. That was like 2 weeks ago. He sent me a screenshot. 0 is an option for a tip. Why would you even put that? Even DoorDash does a better job than that. Come on.
Because at a certain point, these apps need drivers, but at a certain point, they're like, you know what? We have too many drivers, so right now we need to satisfy the customers. And when this game starts of satisfying customers and not satisfying drivers is when drivers start losing interest to it, and eventually it turns into a shit app.
Well, like, the thing is that they used to like say all these messages saying, hey, you know, from what my customers told me, is if you tried to back the tip out or you hit other, it'd say, hey, our shoppers work hard, they're actually shopping for you, you know, please reconsider giving a tip. Not all stores have in-store shoppers. It gives you some kind of message saying, you know, basically to not back out the tip. Because if you actually put 000, there's just, it gives you another prompt trying to make you not do it. Now they just gave up on that. I think they're just trying to bolster it for when they have an IP. Oh, look at all these customers we have. It's like, well, what are those customers really doing for you? It's because it's a PR move. They try to make themselves look good because they can cater to the EBT crowd. I've actually delivered to some of those customers, and oddly, back in my rural area, like, it was the project. It was a rough spot. Like, at least once a year, you'll read about some apartment, and they have to basically, like, the 2 apartments next to it, they got to empty out because there was some kind of lab explosion. Let's put it that way. And yeah. So I remember a certain single mom. She gave me like $5 bills that she must have had for a while. They were wrinkled right up. Like, you could tell she had them for quite some time. Because she said, you know, this is all I can give you. You were like the best shopper I've ever had. You're very communicative. You were giving me great options. You knew what to pick. And if you didn't, you let me know. It's kind of sad that some of those people were willing to tip, and
Hey,
I had shared that it's very low amount.
Welcome. If you like to join, there's a link pinned in the top.
So,
the app that Butso is talking about is Instacart, right?
Steve's least favorite subject.
Hey, Slavic.
I get it. In his market. Go ahead.
I've heard Corner Shop is doing pretty good in a lot of markets. Not sure if it's in yours yet or not.
But check it out.
It's got to be in Louisville or Lexington. Those are two major cities. They could be in one of them. I'd look into it because if you're willing to go to Louisville to do Spark, I wouldn't doubt Corner Shops there.
Let's put it this way. I'm not willing to go to Louisville, but
Okay. You were talking about it earlier, so I was just wondering.
yeah, I was talking about possibly traveling to Sarasota and hitting some spots on my way. But I thought it was actually 70 miles. Louisville is 97 miles from my house.
Wow.
It is a
That's-
chunk of my. And Cincinnati is actually 140 miles. So I was wrong on the mileage.
Yeah, that's way too far. Yeah, it's too far. Like Utica is another area to go work, and even that's not that far away. I worked Oswego, Fulton area, northern Syracuse, Cicero, Liverpool. Cicero tends to be a good area to work. When I was working Dirt Week, I let it drag me a little too much toward downtown, and it stuck me in the mall, and I felt really stupid for where the restaurant actually was, because I could have parked in this little tiny side lot by the restaurant versus where I ended up, and the signs in the mall didn't make it obvious, and these directories didn't actually have the map. They just constantly played ads. It's not like, oh, here's an ad for 30 seconds or 15 seconds, and here's the map for 15 to 30 seconds. It's just constant ads. I stood there for 2 minutes waiting for the map to come up. I was like, are you kidding me? Oh, Lordy. Drive through. Soccer moms. And it's Friday night, or Saturday night.
Yep.
Hang on. I'll show you. I'm fun.
Hey, it's past midnight. You know, there's some kind of I don't know. It's almost like a law. If you don't fall asleep by 10 o'clock, by midnight, you wanna eat. So that's all that crowd that didn't fall asleep by 10 o'clock. Now they're all ordering in or going and picking it up. And something has
This
to do
is
with
where-
our body and our digestive tract and stress that makes us hungry at midnight.
So McDonald's is really pushing for people to use the app. The problem is they have them. They have them ask at the speaker. The problem with that is someone didn't think to click on their app, and they'll be sitting there for like a minute or two at the speaker trying to fumble around and find whatever the deal is on it. The whole point of getting people to use the app is so they already have their order in. They have their whole meals, they have all their sauces, how they like it, because you can customize about anything on there, aside from a few exceptions, and all you'd have to say at the drive-thru speaker is, here's my mobile order number, it's a couple letters and numbers. I like it during the day even better because they just stick you out in a spot. They stick you in 1, 2, 3, 4, which I wish they, I know they're very short-staffed at night, but to keep their drive-through line down and moving, if they at least let 2 of those spots be open at night, they park us anyway. So why not just have this McDonald's has like 2 parking spots and a 3rd window. So they technically have 3 in front of the drive-thru itself, and they got a ton of parking spots to the side. So if they could just do those 2, have the 3rd window be for people who order a lot in the drive-thru, wait. I wish they would do that, because I've seen them park people. They've parked me when I'm on orders.
See, I think if you go back and you look at the drive-thrus before the pandemic, they were moving smoothly. I don't remember ever waiting more than 3, 4, 5 minutes. Even if you look at Jack in the Box, their advertisement, we don't prep it until you order. I never stayed at the Jack in the Box more than 4 or 5 minutes. Now you look at these
Yeah,
places,
hang on.
and yeah, I think it's because of lack of education of employees. Managers got relaxed; they're no longer care about the process, and I think that's where we start seeing these issues is because we kind of got to the world where we don't care because we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. What's the point putting my time effort into you when tomorrow we're gonna be shut down again?
Well, that and a lot of people quit during the pandemic or were furloughed or were laid off. These companies weren't know what to expect, and a lot of people were scared, and just they can't get the staffing levels back up, and then the Great Resignation really kicked in full effect. And a lot of these places have a very hard time staffing people. This place has 3, 4 people max at night, and then 2 of them are working the windows because I don't know why. They should just have a POS system at the second window and have this worker over here be doing other things that are more productive in the restaurant. They should be doing the dishes and helping clean. And if it does get busy, they can hop online or help assemble orders or something that's more productive than, oh, I just got to sit here at this window and maybe do dishes in between. It's silly.
Hey, and then you have owners of this franchise, and they're like, but we did good with the lobbies shut down. So why should I bring in more employees and open up my lobby? So they're trying to run and pretend like they're shorthanded, but they're not shorthanded. They just don't want to open the lobby up.
No, it saves them money. They're
It does,
people
yeah.
could wait. People could wait in the drive-through because they're still willing to pay and still sitting here willing to wait, and the times matter a little less to them then, even though corporate wants you to run certain times. I see what a lot of them did is see, someone just got parked, and what a lot of them would do is during the day is this is when lobbies were still closed. This is when I first started doing DoorDash. Is they would just park 8 people at a time, 8 cars right in a row. If they order more than one meal, they just park them. That's how crazy it was. Actually, it ran pretty decent, but a lot of people were they'd see me get the bag of DoorDash, and I'd hear these people. I could hear them. What the heck? He gets his order before me, and it's upsetting to see someone get an order before you. But I'm an online order. Someone already paid and ordered, and they're already in the queue before you. Like you were saying, you have these places just ignore you because they got all these in-house customers, and they just keep pushing you off. That's what this restaurant across the street does. If their lobby's open, I will not go to it. They're on my blacklist.
Yep.
So you haven't said much there.
Me?
What do you think about that whole? Yeah, what do you think about that whole situation?
It's kind of hard because I have the business mindset. 20 years I have not done in a regular job. It was all self-employed or owning a business or something. And there's a lot of things that come into effect where that happens, but it's just when you start watching how pandemic has changed the world, how pandemic has impacted these fast food restaurants, and you have these business owners, you have managers that are making the decisions over quality, over speed, because it benefits them, or because in my area where I live, Lexington, where I dash, none of the restaurants are lacking drivers. It's not a question about. Oh, I'm sorry, lacking employees. It's not a question about employees. Like I still hear some people saying, "Oh, these restaurants don't have enough employees." They do have enough employees in my area. They have more than enough of employees. It's just they seen opportunities to take advantage of that before they never had time to even see those opportunities or even think about those opportunities. Like keeping lobby closed, like having less employees, and like you said, sending customers to the wait parking spots. That's something that didn't exist before pandemic. Now it's become the popularity, and I don't think we will be going back to what it was before because they like it, they enjoy it.
Well, when I worked at McDonald's in high school, like 2005, 2006, especially like the first, unfortunately the area I was, there's a lot of people on the dole, and the first was the dreaded day where we'd staff up, like we'd have 12 people minimum. Like both lines would be going. Sometimes they put 2 people on the grill. They'd have someone just dedicated to the fryer. And I'm not talking about the French fry one. The French fry person, they'd have their own person, and the other one for nuggets and chicken and fish, they'd have their own. So, like, it was something else back then. Side 2 was front counter, and side 1 was drive-through only. And when they actually let me online, versus having me be on grill constantly, like we just boom, 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 boom. We were expected to get these 15-passenger vans full of people. I mean, these vans would have 8 to 12 people at a time in them, or 8 to 15, I should say. We're expected to get what would now be almost $100 orders out within minutes.
Yep.
And like now, it's just like, oh, you can just park them. They can wait. And back then, we were expected to be boom, 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 We're waiting full time on something, and management would come down on you being like, why are we waiting full time?
Because corporate was actually checking those numbers out. The McDonald's, all these fast food restaurants.
Thank you.
They worked with high schools.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you.
And high schools would create a special period that lasted from 11 to 1. So these high school kids can actually go to McDonald's and work at McDonald's and get high school credit and get paid at the same time. Now, I don't think even high schools work anymore with the fast foods anymore.
They made a big deal of it because my culinary class didn't used to count fast food towards the credit. Then they finally relented and did because you're working in some kind of restaurant environment. And, because in my area is very difficult, like for the BOCES system, it's very hard to get actual restaurants to let us intern. Like, they didn't have to pay us. We would voluntarily intern, but even they didn't want to do that because we'd be in the way. They did a little bit when I interned for a little bit at Trips. I ended up working there, a local diner. They didn't have me do very much. They've just tried to push me toward dishes. It's like, no, I'm not here just to do dishes. I'm here to learn something practical. Have me do something practical. Because I'm here as a classroom environment, the laws saying, well, you can't do this or that are overridden because I was under 18. Like, oh, you can't have a knife and you can't use a slicer and blah, 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 I think that's part of what's wrong in society today is like, we got to protect everyone from everything. It's like
I agree with you.
I
200%.
I could be 14 years old and go youth hunt deer with a 22 and have my buck knife and gut the deer myself, as soon as I feel comfortable after my dad or whoever teaches me.
Yep.
But I can't go in a restaurant and chop up a freaking carrot. Or vegetables. You know what I mean. Like, I'm actually culinary trained. So the fact I don't really use it is kind of crazy, but there's really not anything up here. Like, I think Gordon Ramsay was just becoming a big thing in the United States when I was in high school. I think Hell's Kitchen was premiered like '08, but he was starting to be on TV a lot in that time period. So, just,
You know,
I really enjoy those kind of shows still, but
I'll share a little story from my past. You know, when we came to America, my parents still had that Ukrainian Russian mentality. So my mom would pack my lunch to school, and almost every day I would find a small kitchen knife in my meal, and I would have to hide it, be scared that if teacher finds it, I'll be in big trouble, and then come home and try to tell my mom that knives are not allowed in school. But she would throw it in so I can cut an apple open.
I mean, I heard it. You hear stories all the time where like the dads and the kids' lunches get mixed up, and he'll have like a little paring knife to do just that. Core an apple, peel an orange, and like these zero tolerance BS rules they have these days, they'll like try to put the kid in cuffs over it. It's like, and it was becoming a big deal when I was in school. Like, this is more secondhand knowledge because I don't really remember it too much. I do remember dealing with DSS, social services, because they come over to investigate us because someone reported us. I live on a dirt road, mind you, and we're in a very rural town where I grew up. When I was 12, no one was home for like 45 minutes. Someone would pass by, see there's no vehicles in the driveway as I got dropped off. They go back by a little half an hour, 40 minutes later, and see if anybody was home yet. And as a 12-year-old, they gave like, oh my God, he's all alone. And it's like, I could cook, basic things for myself. I can make a sandwich. I can take care of myself. I can start doing my chores. Like, 12 years old, you're old enough to do those kind of things. Like, you don't need an adult around constantly. We're pacifying people. That's just my honest opinion about it. That's why we have the problems in society we have today. We don't let kids learn how to be independent people.
Yeah. And in some states, at the age of 12, you can already babysit somebody else's or your own kid without an adult's presence. But at the same time, in other places, they just create a huge problem out of it because they'd rather have that kid be with an abusive foster parent than be with an original parent that actually trying to make a living to give that kid a better chance at life. And it just doesn't fit. I just don't see how that can actually be a working system, because if you put that child with the foster parents that are going to abuse that child's life is ruined in 99% of the time. Very rarely a child can come out of that and figure out a way how to still exist in this world.
No, I agree.
Or give an example.
Like
here,
they haven't. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, like they have an older sibling who's like 12 to 14 who could tend to them, but these places are like, oh, they're not at least they're not 16 yet. You can't do that. No. It's like, that's ridiculous, guys. I think it's insane to me that they treat kids like that. Oh, jeez. I gotta remember I'm not in the truck anymore.
You're running your Accord now?
Yeah.
So what's the difference in the fuel?
Oh my God, incredible. I must average around 30. I've yet to run the tank empty. My problem is I might be able to do that tomorrow. I might be able to run it toward empty and calculate my mileage.
I'll tell you, you're going to be saving a lot of money with that Accord.
I think I'm high 20s, low 30s, pushing it. The Go ahead and tell your story, bud.
So it's a 4-cylinder or 6-cylinder?
4-cylinder, 5-speed stick.
So manual 4-cylinder. I think 2.2 or 2.4 engine. Yeah, nice car. I used to have an Accord 6-cylinder hybrid. I was doing about 30 to 35 miles a gallon, but it was a nice car. You had plenty of power and plenty of savings if you didn't abuse the power. So yeah, but when it comes down to government, they're just right at your throat at all time. Like, give you an example. You go out fishing and you just forgot that, New Year started. And guess what? He pulls you over and now you're in a lot of deep problem, even if you haven't caught anything. Just because you were at the lake, you held the fishing pole in your hand, you're done. But then you think about, I used to be in Washington. I used to catch trout. And down here in Kentucky, it's like crappie bass are probably the majority of the choice that I have right now to fish for. And I miss my catch with trout fishing. So, they take those money, but in return, they'll not fill the lakes up with good fish to fish for. You're good?
Yeah, I'm just taking pictures, bud.
Hey, no problem.
Like I always do.
Hey, whatever it is to make you feel comfortable and protected.
I just like to show these apps that I'm consistent. It's very rare I don't take one. Sometimes I absentmindedly forget because I get caught up talking to somebody, but in that case, you obviously feel very comfortable with them. But I tell you, it hasn't been a long time. I've only ever had one that was a supposed good tipper. It was like a $6 order that turned around and said I didn't deliver their food. But because I document so good, support always sided with me. I never even got a contract violation over it.
I did
never had a contract violation.
Between my both DoorDash apps, I did over 1,600 deliveries. Only had one contract violation, which turned out to be that they had a system glitch.
I've had many contract violations, but it's usually for arriving late or some BS. Like, mostly Karens being impatient in winter weather. Man, I still don't like hitting hand the customer, but I'm not sitting there forever. $3.50 tip, $4.25 base pay. That's what I figured it'd be. Cheeseburger pack doesn't cost that much. I think it's like $12 on the app. So through DoorDash, it might be $15, $16. And with all the delivery fees and stuff, that makes sense.
It's becoming late. It's 12:44. I'll start wrapping it up unless anybody has any particular questions to me, to Bud Soda, or the Driven Dad. I do not know much about Driven Dad and his channel. I do need to pay more attention to his channel and kind of learn. But those of you guys that are here, definitely check out the Driven Dad channel. Check out the Bud Soda channel. Bud Soda just about 3-4 weeks ago started doing his channel.
On State Street toward
His channel nicely have grown recently.
Heading east on State Street toward
Definitely support him. Like his videos, subscribe, Check out the Driven Dead channel. Also, like, subscribe. End of the day, we are just a big community of multiple channels, and we're trying to deliver to every single one of you guys our point of view how to be better these apps. So maybe for some of you, it might be Bud Soda's way that you understand better. For some, it might be a Driven Dead. For some, it might be Pedro DOORDASH San Diego that does a better explanation. For some of you, might be me that because I go more into detail. I'm the kind of person I need to understand how the gears churn. Otherwise, this doesn't make sense. Why should I do it? So you might find on my channel where I'm trying to break it down a little bit a different way. So end of the day, it's all about helping you guys out there make that buck.
Thanks for the
So-
shout out, Slavic. I was gonna mention,
Yeah.
since you're talking about Bud Soda's car, one thing I've noticed since having a Tesla is it's built a bad habit. I exit my Ford Explorer. I don't lock the doors. Sometimes I leave the keys in the car, and sometimes it's still on.
I've driven my Prius for so long that it becomes a habit. Every time I get in the vehicle, I turn the ignition on. Every time I open the door, I turn the ignition off. And sometimes, I'll turn the ignition on, but because I'm doing something on the phone, I'll forget that I turned the ignition off, and when I'm trying to put in the gear, I'll turn it back on, which in that case, I'm shutting the engine off. But with the key, I always kept it in my car, in my pants, pocket. So I never have a problem with the key in the car, but with starting the car and stopping the car, it's become for me a problem. Always
Right,
been a
yeah,
problem.
Yeah.
This thing just goes with my phone, and I walk up to it and walk away. It turns off, or it's actually on all the time, but it locks and unlocks as I walk away and come to it.
So I had a
So,
X,
yeah.
Model X for a short time, and I know what you mean. They're nice cars. I want to own one when I get back into financial possibility to own one. I definitely want to own one again.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on. I'll let you wrap up your show. I'm gonna drop off here. Good to talk to you guys. Stay safe out there, Bud Soda.
Thank you for coming
Yep.
on, and I'll do this once a month, where I'll keep it open for everybody, and it's kind of like relaxed once a month, where we kind of relax and we don't focus on education, because other three times a month I'm doing different kind of education, trying to get the drivers to increase their outcome, and then that fourth week is just let's enjoy ourselves. Let's
Yeah, for sure. I
have some
do
fun.
a lot of rideshare on Saturday, so I end up catching the tail end because you're on the east. I'm in the mountains, so
What part in the mountain time?
Denver Mountain Time Zone.
Oh, you're in Denver. No,
Yeah.
I'll be probably going through
Yeah.
Denver in about a month because I'll be heading to
Okay.
Boise.
Oh, yeah, I lived in Boise for a few years in high school. Meridian, actually.
Well, that's where my parents at. So
Okay.
my wife or ex-wife, I don't know how to even call her at this point because still we're not divorced and we haven't filed. But she's promising she'll let me take my daughter. So after the school is over, so that's one of
okay.
the reasons they're going there. Plus my parents
Well,
there, I
that-
want to see them just in case something happens.
Yeah, you got to think about it as parents get older and older. Is like, if you only get so many times to see them per year, like how many more times do you have left with them?
Yes, it is true, and that's why I'm trying to get them to come out here and have rest of their days be with me, live with me, so I can take care of them and have that remaining whatever time left, be there whenever I'm home and kind of be with them. But so far, I'm not able to get them to make that decision.
I wish
Yeah.
these phone companies sold yearly cards. They don't sell. I haven't seen them, at least. Like, there used to be a year plan, and we put my mom on like a to-go phone plan, and she can't add the minutes to save her life. There used to be a card earlier on when they first started doing unlimited minutes, and she loves to talk. And
check out Mint
I wish
Mobile.
Whose towers does that bounce off?
I think that one is either T-Mobile or Verizon. I think it's T-Mobile.
Nope, not in my area. Not especially in that rural area. If it was Verizon, 110%, then I could go for it, because Verizon does get service at my house, where I'm from. But AT&T will get a tiny bit, but you'd have to be like by the window. Where I was in my room, I had a big bay window, so.
Okay.
I
know T-Mobile's.
I'll have to do a little research into it. Yeah, that's the problem with this rural area. It's like you really only have two choices: AT&T or Verizon. There's Spectrum, but they go off Verizon towers. The problem I have with Verizon is they data throttle me during the day because there's too much traffic in this Fort Drum area. So the phone I'm on right now, I'm talking to you on, is AT&T. I went and got a business line for myself. And if anyone does this work full time, I do recommend that you have multiple carriers. So if you find yourself in a situation you're either getting data select or you can't complete your orders, or you're just in an area where a certain cell carrier doesn't get a signal, you can log in on your other that does have service and complete your order.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's
I have AT&T. It's pretty good in Denver for the most part, but as soon as I pay off the iPhone, I'm gonna be able to get another SIM for the same card or phone, and not have to have another phone.
Boom! My
Like
gamble
for
paid
me,
off.
I use a Cricket, and I have 5 lines with them, $160, unlimited everything, no throttling. So my parents have 2 lines, I have 2 lines, and my wife has 1. So takes care of our family needs.
Yeah,
And the price is
that's
reasonable.
AT&T network too.
Yep.
So. Alrighty, well, have a good night, y'all.
All right, good night.
All right, take care, everybody.
Driven Dad, do you do a lot of videos?
I've been trying to make it at least 2 per week for the last few weeks now.
Oh, okay.
Trying to make it Mondays and Wednesdays, but I'm still in the process of making sure that I take the time to edit.
If you do the videos that I do, ride-alongs, you might, they don't see the road, they don't see you, but at least they kind of see the slides and stuff.
Right.
And if you remember to shut that, to put it on pause and then record and pause and record, usually I don't have to edit. Sometimes when I do forget that, then I do have to cut out pieces.
Yeah, yeah, I just need to simplify it, make it pretty raw, I guess, kind of like Pedro does, I guess, so I don't have to do much editing. But, I'm kind of similar to you, like, you sound like somebody that would be more, like, detail-oriented, so when I know of my capabilities of producing a video, I have a hard time not wanting to put effort into it.
No, in my situation, if I work all day, there is no time left for editing because I come home, I don't even have energy to go take a shower. It's the bed, the pillow.
Yeah.
Then in the morning, you're trying to get out as quick as possible again. So.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And and the 2 hours of commute time for me there and back is just a good chunk of time that otherwise I could have edited or did something. So I brought in an assistant right now. This is her first week she ran, so I kind of gave her more to test and see how she can do certain things. So she did one or two videos this week for me where she, cut it out, created the intro, outro. So I'm happy with the results I'm seeing. So
Yeah, maybe I'll give my iPad to my daughter and train her how to edit my videos.
no,
There's a lot of video editors out there.
here's what you can do is if you set up where your phone is, your tablet is being uploaded to the cloud.
Yeah.
Then the person who's going to edit your video can actually download it from the cloud, do whatever needs to be done, and upload it to YouTube within a couple hours without you having to even show up at home to provide her with that video.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So that's like
That's
for
what a
me,
lot of
every
YouTubers
time,
do.
every video that I complete, it's automatically that uploads to Google Photos, and from there I'll send a link to my assistant and have her work on it. The only thing is, she works from 6 till 2, so usually doesn't give me enough of time for her to do the video in the same day. So I'm trying to figure out how we can do this. Maybe have it ready for 8 o'clock in the morning or something, because I do like the way she set up the last video.
Awesome. Well, good solutions.
Looking forward to it. All right. I'm out,
Thank you.
everybody. Take care.
All right, guys,
Later.
be blessed. Go out and do what you guys need to do. And end of the day, it's all about the bottom line.
Blessings.
I'm
back
on
to
a
you.
$21 stack right now.
Hey, that's 21 more to your bottom line.
Well, this was a gamble, and they threw me a $6 add-on, so I'm happy. All right, later.
All right,
See ya.
take care, Soda. Take care, Driven Dead. So everybody else that's here, I want to say be blessed, be successful, focus on your bottom line, and make sure that whatever you're doing, your bottom line is increasing. Be blessed.